and welcome. This is Divinely Speaking Unplugged. I am your host, Divine Sunshine. As I promised, this is the start of a year of me being on the podcast, and I told you I was going to bring in new features into my podcast, and this will be readings or current energy reads for the week as well. And so I am going to bring to you what is this week's message in this one's reading. Okay. Hello again. I am simultaneously doing both at the same time. So I'm on YouTube, but I'm also doing my podcast. I'm going to do something different this time because I have reached a year of me doing my podcast. And so this time what I'm going to do is switch it up and do my readings on my podcast too as well. So those of you all that's on Divine Unisouls 11 YouTube, you can also catch me if you're driving around on your favorite podcast streaming with Divinely Speaking Unplugged there too as well, where I am doing my weekly current energy reads there too as well. So that's a new thing I said I was going to do because I've been at this going on a year, and I said I gotta switch up the energy there too as well. So I'm reaching my 90, this will be maybe my 92nd episode. So I have really been knocking them out over there, and so I'm excited because for the 100th, I don't know what I'm going to do for that one, but I want to do something exciting and different for the 100th episode. Okay. All right then. So here we go. Let's look at the energies for this week. This week's is Door to Romance card came out, and Door to Value. Okay. All right. And so this got the number 33. Interesting. I've been seeing a lot of that. 33 for me again is representing the two numbers, which is again being in alignment. 3 is the alignment of the spirit, soul, and body. Again, alignment again, spirit, soul, and body is 3 there too as well. With that, there is a door to romance. Romance is another thing which is creating the magic. Some of us in some ways this week has been closeting or having our love really in a cage, and it's really time for us to really again, whatever the heart is wanting, spirit is saying right now, the energies is now like, let that cage bird of your heart sing. Like, what is his heart's desire? What does it want? It has been shut off for quite some time, or you had it in the closet and not letting anybody know truly this is what I actually desire. Right now it's almost, I'm hearing like Diana Ross saying okay, and so it's really saying again, I'm not hearing Diana Ross say, I'm coming out, I want the world to know, got to let it show, bum 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 bum, I'm coming out. So you are at that point where you're letting it, like really just letting the love just flow. Like maybe if you're just a real great romantic, or you're really a person that has been closed off your heart because of past hurts as well, you really feel like, hey, I'm gonna let people know, like I miss you, I'm gonna love on you, rather you receive it or you don't. Because right now it's like, to me, it's a doorway, and it's a door to value, and this is in reverse, which lets me know that you are really again feeling like, in order for you to do that and create this romance and really opening up, it's just going to open up so many things in the 3D or in the material world for you at this point, by you opening up your heart and saying, hey, this is it, this is how I am, no more put it in the closet. That's interesting that this is June, this is a month of LB, I always say LBGQT plus IA as well month, excuse me if I floated and I messed that up, as well, and it's about pride. And this is about really getting that message out there about what's really making your heart, that project, that mission, that relationship, like really letting the person say, hey, I really want you in my life. I'm going to let all the cards, no pun intended, I'm going to lay all my cards on the line and see what happens with that. Hey, if you take the bait or you go along with say, I want to do this, then fine. If not, then that lets me know I'm opening the door for something else. Like the song said, I'm going to leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. So you're gonna leave the door open for this, like any other opportunities to come. Okay, we always say when we pray for something or we affirm for something, this or something better. And to me, it's like once you do this is going to open up for so many things you did not know by you closing off your heart, how you were really not only to love something that's not tangible, but how you were also closing off to these material things coming to you as well. I see the sunlight coming in, opening up the door, and door value is like really who is it behind the door? Who is it really behind the curtain? Who are you truly are? Who are you truly? And this is where it's coming in as far as what we talk about value as well. And so this is it. So what does Spirit want us to do in order, what does it want us some direction about to do with this energies right now? Okay. Got to, no, it went back in. Okay. And this came in, I had like this, but this is upside down. We got the wheel here. And excuse me as I use the book, because these cards, I haven't, the light seers have been in a while. But again, to me, this is upside down. Understanding that where we are, although this is in reverse position, the wheel, which is number 10, understanding that where we are, we've got to get into position to want to and be able to, hey, I might start all over again. This is like a new beginning. A new beginning, a fresh start by introducing the world to saying, hey, this is who I am. This is who I be. It's no more me fronting. It's no more me hiding about I got a soft heart, or, I got a beautiful heart. I've been shielding it from the world because I didn't think it's ready, because a lot of things are out there in the world that, that makes us to solidify or even gives us the feeling that, hey, I've got a lot of evidence out there. This person broke my heart. When I said this, they turned me down for this job. And I really felt in my heart like this is the one. Or this person might have been the one, or this is where I really want to do. I want to do this mission, but it didn't come out right. And I know a lot of times Spirit has been telling me, yeah, it wasn't right then. The people weren't ready for you then. They, and so you have to remember that the circumstances are totally different, they're telling me now, than they were back then. And so we have to keep on bringing that into, it didn't work back then because maybe the people weren't open-minded and ready to receive something of that idea back then. But now they are. And so this is where we are. It's understanding of the wheel and turning it. Like understanding that you're at the bottom now. It's like the Drake song say, starting at the bottom, now we're here. Started at the bottom and the whole team's freaking here. So now everybody, the whole team is here. The whole team is ready. That means your spiritual guides, the people in the world, whoever's got to work with you on this. The team is ready for you now. It's almost like a waiting room, and I can see you sitting there waiting for the universe, and then all of a sudden some divine thing or being opens up the door and say the universe is ready for you now. Okay, this is where, let me write that down. This is where, excuse me, those that can't watch me on, look at me about the universe is ready for you now. I have to write this stuff down because I'll be forgetting the next bit, like, what did I say? So the universe is ready for you now. And this is like right now, it's just a turning of the wheel. There's a 9 virtuous or true words that I said, and I didn't say that here for the Chinese. This helps you, is talking about the wheel and the good and the truth and the virtues of life, and those things have to turn. You say those words, and those words are ones in which really, they say they're ancient, but they're so powerful that they change things, even like you said, for health or anything like that. And these words are help, and that's what I'm feeling like that. It's like, actually, whatever it is like the wheels, the universe and the spiritual teams and the guys, that everybody's now ready to again turn that wheel for you. So now, instead of you being on the bottom, you're gonna be right side up, just like Drake says, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's freaking here. This is where we are. And so some things are really now universally, again, energetically is coming together. You might find, beforehand, I wasn't getting any customers. All of a sudden, customers are coming. This is, again, what they're saying. You got to turn, but they're telling me also you have got to turn the wheel too. You've got to be ready to receive it. You got to be in the spot of being open-minded. You've got to do some things in order to cause that relationship to turn around, to turn into your favor, the job to turn into your favor. You've got to do that. It's not just this, because I'm looking at it, and this is what's drawing me, that it's got to be some actions. I'm looking at her and seeing that she is balanced as well. I see her with dice around her neck, and to me, when I'm seeing dice around her neck, it's letting me know it's a luck of the draw. It's like, again, you're throwing the dice, and it's a risk that has to be taken. It's like, in order for you to do that, if you're going to Vegas and the Vegas odds, you got to come there with the chips. You got to physically sit at the table. You got to physically tell them what's the numbers that you want them to go on. It's black 13. You got to actually do that. You can't just sit there and just say, well, I guess hopefully, it's going to land on, they know that I'm here and I want money, and the dealer's going to kind of just look telepathically. I want to send it to them, and they're going to know, hey, this is what I want. I want to win money. That's not going to work. You've got to actually physically go get the money, get it out the bank, go get the chips, go and sit down and think, pick a number, talk to the dealer, sit there and pray and will that again, that it will land on that number 13. It's a lot of things in there, but there's a risk to it, so it's again about you going ahead and picking the numbers, getting into intuitively about what actually needs to do. That's again getting into your heart. I'll talk about that also on my podcast too as well, as far as getting in the heart and really pushing the brain to the side and really intuitively getting into that heart intelligence and really seeing about what is it that you need to do about those as far as what's the next steps, because again, this is actually for you to start all over again. And this is the feminine here, so that lets me know this is in your divine feminine energies. That means about what things you have observed, and it's talking about also about again, not only what you observe, but also about how you're in your state of being. This is why I say this is about, again, your identity, and really this week revealing to people how you are and what you are. It's like, it's no more faking it till I make it. It's like, no, this is actually who I am. This is how I'm showing up. Interested, the card Love Yourself First jumped out and just said boop out here on the thing. And so that again, how you doing this is a form of you loving yourself first, and this is what it's bringing clear to the table about you doing this week as well, and why Spirit is bringing that to you. I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm seeing the number of 144 on my podcast here. I see 2 here, which is again being like a light worker, really becoming divine as well. This is very much needed. It's needed for you to really be coming and standing in your truth as to what you are, because that's how you're able to shine a light, and this is how you are able to again truly be that beacon of light into the world as well. We got 2 cards that came out here, which is free yourself and unrequited love. Free yourself came in reverse, which lets me know that you need to really, it's emphasized. This is really the big influencer, which is again you freeing yourself. I have been a lot of times that song has been following me by In Vogue, where say free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Free your mind. Dum 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 dum. So you again, you gotta make sure that you're being again open your mind. You know, open your mind, not so much that again the heart, letting that heart be able to really determine about, is this where you should actually be. The two cards that came to clarify these two cards. The first one is, it's interesting, the thinker came in reverse along with free will mind. Because right now with that, oh my shoulder, left shoulder just been itchy, that divine feminine there, about really feeling something about being burdened down about it. And it is this free in your mind. I think again, some of us have been looking at that quite a bit about this, wanting freedom, you know, actually, but again, not looking from a perspective that you have been burdened down or tied down. Understanding that you are really truly a unicorn as represented here, which has a gate or a fence around it, and it really has no opening, and they have wings. So that means that anytime this unicorn was able to fly, ascend, that means go to a more higher vibrational energy in order to go beyond the scope of whatever this 3D earthbound tying them down, and really be able to fly and be able to free themselves simply from going ascending and going into a more higher vibe. This is also is because of this thinking. This thinking has been over. Maybe it's been a lot of ruminating, a lot of things. And again, like I said, I covered that in my podcast. It's going to come out Tuesday about the heart. And how you let the brain kind of block out what the heart is feeling. This here lets us know that it's been really some, I see blocks here, it could be stumbling blocks, or there's some building blocks here, but you're kind of like really just stuck on this first block. You're not really trying to go to the next level, because again, it looks like it's a big jump from here to here as well. And it's like, again, if you stop looking down, which is again looking 3D, and if you again, like I said, get into that high vibe of the ascension of a higher a state of consciousness, or a higher way of looking at things, you won't be feeling so burdened down by it. You will actually be able to see some of the openings or options that the universe is actually trying to show you right now. Also, when it comes to this, they're showing me unrequited love. Unrequited, because again, you're at that spot that is saying where you are, or whatever is presenting himself to you, there is not enough love for you to keep on with this relationship and keep on going at the rate that it's going. Something has to be, again, to be said. You know, again, in your divine masculine energies, it's like to be, it's kind of like going in. Divine masculine is how you're showing up in the world, how you stand in your authority, your leadership. To me, it's like, it's just being charming. It's just going through the motions. However, in your divine feminine energies, it's like I'm looking and I'm observing, and I'm like, you know, I don't like this courtship that's going on between myself, within myself. And it's just a bow down. And to me, it's very chivalrous and it's very charismatic. And the feminine is kind of just like looking like, okay, I'm kind of like unenthused with this. And so again, it's just not enough. It's like, yeah, I see you going through the motions, but again, this is also clarified by the card of the round and round. There's cycles. It's like we keep on visiting the same thing over and over and over again. We don't get to that level 10, which is this wheel is trying to get us to, which is again of a leveling up, where we turn that wheel. Again, that goes back to, like I said, how do we stop the cycles? We have to either through our thinking, through our actions, through our reactions. We have to choose a different way in which we are actually going about things in order for it to get this wheel to turn. And so this is where we are right now. Again, we want to have this opening, and as we think about it, we talk about matters of the heart of this something else. It's like, again, some of us want to be free if there's a love situation or relationship, forgetting that we are divine about it. We keep on thinking about it. It's a lot of pondering, a lot of ruminating on it. However, they're saying right now where it's at is just not enough love in the relationship, whatever is being showing up. Now, that doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bath water. It just means that something has to be visited. Either a conversation needs to be had, or you need to really actually, if you're single and ready to mingle, you've got to actually get out there, be hot girl summer. Actually go out there and put yourself out there. You can't keep on saying, I want new love, but you're staying in the house. You're still COVID bound, COVID isolated bound. You've got to get out there, because again, it's cycles. To me, this 9 represents there's an ending of cycles that the universe is asking to happen, and this is where they want us to go with that. What we have to learn how to, again, with this, where we are, to surrender. We have to surrender, clear, according to the cards, to the spirit and the guides. Using the cards is this one, is surrender stubbornness. Okay, so if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So there's something about, even if it's a love life, there's a conversation that needs to be had between you and this person. Or it could be I'm hearing somebody saying it could be also a boss, or something on a job, or a co-worker, or a family member. There is something, again, that you have their rigid stance about. And this is something, again, you got to really observe, get into your divine feminine energies about what's the next steps you need to take. Is this actually a battle or a war that you need to go after? Or again, some of us maybe actively been saying, taking the passive route and saying, no, I shouldn't. And I have to go by what they said about the cards. Everything is about you taking some form of action. There is no kind of just keep on observing. There is something that, again, that maybe you have been through a conversation might help you to move your stance about something, or maybe get understanding that it might be a stubbornness. Even on when I pulled the card first, they came to be say it might be a stubbornness on another person's part, and maybe by you all having that conversation might be able to do that. But again, it could be a stubbornness because of your mind, what messages and thoughts you have had there too that's caused you to say, I'm not going to move from that, or I'm not going to have the conversation with the person. They figure out what it is. They really love me. They'll know what's going on. And that's not really the way it is, again. Or it's a stubbornness about me not keeping my heart open to anyone. I'm gonna keep the door closed, not the door open, like Bruno Mars said with Silk. Forget that. I could be here with the bath water and the face clean shaven like a newborn, and I'm just gonna keep the door closed just for me and myself. I'm just gonna enjoy myself because I'm smelling clean, I'm smelling good, I'm looking clean, and I just keep the door closed because I don't want to take no risk of it hurting my heart. That could be another way of looking at it, again. But it's something about it being a stubbornness, again, that we're asking, the universe is asking for you to be more open to, not only to yourself, but it to others too as well. Okay? Another thing, last one. How can we be able to clear? So last words from Divine. What is, again, some guidance that you can leave us with as far as with these energies that you're showing us? It's forgiveness. I would say, again, forgiveness of yourself that maybe, again, some of us might say it's taking us so long to open up the door. Forgiveness of the things of the past and the relationships and the experiences that we had that has gotten us to this point that we have had our door closed, or the doors closed to our heart. forgiveness of ourselves that has gotten us in this situation as well. And so again, maybe even with the way we've been thinking and not really truly following our heart, that is one thing in which we have to go back and revisit, because I'm seeing here in the divine feminine energies, when you do that, it's going to let some of the water flow. I feel like some of us, when we do release this, some of us might have a good cry. I felt that, a good cry about that. You know, crying is good. It's, again, cleansing for the soul. It's healing for the soul too as well. You know, it's going to help us to be able to see new horizons that's on its way. It's also going to be able to help us to be, I see birds here, to ascend, to go up much higher too. And I'm looking at this light here in front, and it also looks like a crown chakra. To me, you'll be able to receive some of the messages more, you know, because a lot of times we have that stuff. I was listening to James Van Prague, and he was talking about people in mediumship and them trying to contact people from the other side. And he was like, you know, each time you're like, please come to me, please come to me, please talk to me. He's like, you putting up a wall, you know, and it's makes it hard for them to be able to contact you with that. And maybe where we are here in this closed heartedness, we're not able to get the messages clearly like we're supposed to. And that's another thing. Again, there's an openness, there's an airiness here too, to the scene that's on this card. So this is what they want us to do. By forgiving, we open ourselves up to so much more. Our heart, our minds, our consciousness, being able to again have the messages and the downloads that Spirit wants us to have as well. So this is very much so where the universe wants us to be. We can start from the starting point and stop being stubborn. We can start from the starting point of being forgiveness. But we got to really actually take some actions in turning the wheel, so we can be able to open up the door to romance, the magic. And when doing that, we open up the door to our own value of knowing who we are. Our self-esteem goes up. And we're also opening up for the material things and abundance and prosperity to actually flow. Because again, I've told you all before on my channel in this first part of the podcast, that again, it's interesting to know how the relationship or the dynamics of money and love is the same thing. Money is just a tangible substance of love in action. And that's how you're able to know, again, once that loving gets flowing, that money and abundance can also flow as well. It follows suit as well with that. Okay. All right then. So I hit the 30 mark on this almost with them. If you need any kind of things or readings from me, you can go to divineunisols11.co for me. And if you need any past life regression sessions, information, and that podcast is going to come out this Thursday for you all, because my ones on YouTube, you're earlier than the podcast. You all probably get this Friday. You all will get this Monday, but it doesn't matter, because I found out through my gifts and working and talking with my divine lover or divine counterpart that my gifts is a week ahead. And it doesn't come out until a week later. It was interesting because how I just tell it real short and briefly. I felt that I had got a message from a man's voice, which sounded like it might have been him, that's saying she's passed. And I heard, before I woke up, I heard a loud train sound. And I was like, ooh, I said, oh my God, I told my mom. She said, usually when you see a train sound, that means somebody passed away, like somebody died. And so then I'm checking all family members. They're like, you cool? You already straight? Okay, nobody contacted me this week. Say, no, I passed on. And so then in talking with my divine counterpart, found out that somebody that he knew had passed away. And I was like, wow. And I'm going back into that, and I asked him and sent him a text and asked him, you know, what's going on? He said, you all right? And when I look back and seeing when I asked him the first time, and we found out later on in the week, it's beginning of the week, and found out almost a day. I told him Sunday, and he found out the person passed on Thursday, and I had got confirmation from him on Friday. And so I was like, oh, I said my gifts is a week ahead. So again, this might not resonate now, but again, I found out a week ahead, you'll hit right on point. Podcast people, it'll be right on time for you when you all get this message. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, now I don't feel bad if I'm on YouTube land. Like, I'm like, they're not seeing it. When it comes out, it's right on time for you all too. As well. So those of you all that's on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Again, I'm running a special on Ashanti. Go back. I'm running a special on past life regression sessions. It's going to be half off, so you can get it in person or also remote. If you're in the Chicagoland area, hit me up. And so go to AshantiWellnessCenter.com. All the information is in the description box below. Those of you all in YouTube land, and so you could be able to get it there as well. So make sure you book your session for that. That's for July and August of 2022 only. Okay, all right then. As always, for my listeners, I'll do the same ending that I do with them. I will thank you for listening. Go out there and shine, and as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Nama go. I guess that's my signal to say I'm gone. All right, love you. Until next time.